listening to the Arcade Radio Network. Good evening, and welcome to another hour of Amiga Retro Music.
Good news, everyone. Amiga Flashback has now reached the legal drinking age. This is episode number 18. And today we're doing more miscellaneous whatever. Today I will be talking a bit about influencers back in the day, before the internet that is. And on the Amiga and Atari days, you could influence a lot of people, not by selling makeup on some kind of weird channel. No, you actually had to earn your reputation in the demo scene. I'm also gonna update you on the abruptly ending songs problem and what's up with that, and some information about how the Arcade Radio Network is doing. Res dilettantes. Okay, it probably trade dilettantes or something. My French is not up to scratch. That is, I can't speak a word, okay? But dilettante means an amateur, a charlatan, a cheater, a non-professional. In short, a dilettante is what we used to call a lamer. And as you know, the demo scene, or the scene for short, that's where you built your renown, and that's where you lost it. And if you were good, you became what today would be called an influencer. I'm reading a book called Badfluence. It's written by Jasmine Winberg, and it's in Swedish, so if you don't read Swedish, I'm sorry, it's not a book for you. But it's about the power, the millions, and all those half-truths in social medias. If you're an influencer, you could be bought by someone and not telling them that your viewers and your readers and your listeners about it. And that's what that book is about. But as you probably understand, the influencer of today was already present in the BBS scene, the demo scene, the computer scene, and you have to build up your whole catalog of whatever you could do. And lamer, as I said, that is kind of where that journey ended if you were no good. Charlatans and posers were, well, discovered pretty quickly, and it was a tough environment because you really had no margins for errors, if I may say so. But in a way, I like it that way because you either stayed out of it and could just enjoy what everyone else was created, or you had to actually know what you were doing. Good Night Groove by Junior and Titan Star. So, let's talk about some good news. You probably heard about it. Amiga Addict, the new Amiga newspaper, is delivering. The second issue, is out now, and you will have it in your mailbox if you ordered it. And I actually have number 1 and number 2 here, and they are great, actually. It's a little bit back to the old days. Of course, it's hard to be as good and cool as it once were. Maybe mainly because we remember it as much better than it was. The old Amiga newspapers, the magazines and stuff like that. The American and the British ones always had some kind of very cheesy humor, which you kind of laughed at. And both Amiga Future and I would say actually Amiga Addict is trying to keep this thing alive. And for that, I thank you. Google for Amiga Addict and get your own issues today. Lesser Vibes. That's the artist, and you can do it better. Okay, I'm actually reading the proper notes about what the songs are called here, because I found out it's quite easy just to load it in VLC. So there you go. Enjoy. Alright, a little bit more music and then some stories. from Paradise. Artist unknown. I'm sorry, that's all she wrote. So, let's talk about the situation with the abruptly ending songs. You know exactly why, so let's look into the solution. And it has been quite elusive. You see, this was very easy to fix with Winamp. And Winamp had a mod player, or converter if you want to. And it had a feature where you could set how many loops that were allowed, and then you could set a fade out. That would mean that it looped a number of times that you set and then nicely faded out. Hence no abrupt ending. But it turns out that module has been refixed into the new version of Winamp that's coming out. Yeah, this is now an open source kind of project, I think, or at least some kind of non-commercial one. I'm not sure if it's actually open source. But that version have removed those settings, so you cannot set the loops and the fade out. So I said, hey, not a problem. I can still get Winamp 2, the old one from the early noughties. Turns out, yes, I can. It's working, except it will not play mod files, since it just plays the timer increments, but you have no sound from it. And I don't know why. So I'm looking into some kind of solution, but I will fix it. Until then, please accept the fact that sometimes the song can be quite abrupt. And this message may be interrupted. Prestige Correctro from Von Race. I just heard some cool news. If you like the Pro Tracker series of, trackers, so to say, a new one is coming out now. It's a guy calling himself 8-Bit Bubsy, and he has released one for Mac and for Windows. Unknown if one will ever be released for Amiga from him, at least. Probably not, but it's a great thing. You might feel a bit constrained by the 4 channels, but still, that is a challenge worthy of a master. funk. When you're into this retro thing, the illness as they call it, then you have to be a little bit weird to enjoy it. I know I am. However, you might feel that your Amigas need sound, and of course they do, because they play so nice tunes. I have become a little bit of a scrounger here, looking for loudspeakers, you know, those multimedia speakers that everybody's throwing away. So I found like 3 or 4 very expensive ones that nobody really wants today in the garbage here in the recycling room in my house. So I now have a number of them. I connected a very nice Logitech one to the Amiga 3000. It's rocking it really. And I found a small set of it for my Amiga 600. And yeah, well, thanks for giving away your trash. Well, you know how they say it. A one man's trash is another man's treasure. Will be Mrs. Latina Dancing. Yesterday a friend of mine showed me Moonstone. Yeah, that's an old Amiga game. There's a PC clone of it as well, or what you could call it, version, maybe. And it is one of the most bloody games I ever seen. I mean literally bloody. You cut people and they bleed. Blood gushes out of wounds. And yeah, you can cut someone in half with a broadsword, okay? So it's that kind of game. And you can challenge your friends as well. The old style, the way it used to be done before networking was a thing. You know, sitting in the same sofa with each, giving the controller to the next person and having two controllers. And this way you can challenge the other player or some monsters. It's a very hard game. And the guy on YouTube playing it failed against what I believe was the last boss. Some kind of wispy, windy lady, monster, whatever. He got totally pummeled to death. So that is a game that's so challenging that frustration and blood and gore is kind of what's in it, basically. World of Fantasy, and it's Lizard King, which brings me no joy. I absolutely love his work, but he has registered a lot of his tunes on with, I don't know, the recording industry or whatever, which means I get copyright strikes for his stuff. But I'm gonna take the challenge here. I hope I don't have to take this one down because, well, it's free to download on the Mod Archive, so I don't really see how it would be some kind of copyright infringement and stuff. So let's hope the gods of copyright are merciful. World of Love. And talking about love, well, in 14 days from now, or something like that, it's the 14th of February, Valentine's Day. And yet again, I forgot to get a girlfriend. Well, I have other priorities right now. Playing music, for an example, and doing Amiga stuff. Slew from the high-quality PC demo group presents a song which I cannot pronounce. I will try, and you get to laugh at me. Yeah, I tried, I did. just another Sunday daydream with Zerion. Sounds like some kind of ice cream there, isn't it? Demo parties, bad news, not much going on. If I look at demoparty.net, I can only see 3 upcoming ones, and they start in July and June. Sorry to say, it's Phone Data Summer 2021. Great, it's coming back. Sommarhack 2021, online only. And ACGG Amiga Sommarhack 2021. That's great. I don't know if the corona will be kinda a lesser problem or gone altogether. I hope it will, because then we can meet in real life. Let's hope. Xerxes with Melodian. I think that's German for the melody or something like that. According to what I can see in the notes here from the song, it's a German guy who wrote it. Great thing really going on there. We're leaving this hour, we're leaving this podcast. In a few minutes we are going to end here. If you're tuned to the station, just keep listening, and if you're listening to the podcast, there are other episodes available at this time, I guess. This is DJ Daemon thanking you for listening, and of course we're going on with more music. What else can we do? Take a stab at speaking French again, and I believe the French will take a stab back. Nos petites femmes. I believe that simply means those little women. Artist called Cicey, and we are leading you out into the good night with Janice Brown and Blubbiest of Places.